All righty, welcome everyone to our workshop today. Before we start, we're going to show you a short video and then Professor Renata will start the workshop. All right.
No great thing, no beautiful invention happened just like that. It happens when we leave our comfort zone and embrace change, creativity, and out of the ordinary. We live in interesting times. We live in a world that's constantly asking questions, that's constantly changing. In a world where blockchain and robots will be the norm, where 85% of tomorrow's jobs don't exist yet, where being multi-skilled is not just celebrated, but essential. At Dubai Institute of Design and Innovation, we believe that we need to prepare you for the future, to teach you skills that will power your tomorrow. Today, design matters more than ever. But how can design help, you may ask? We combine disciplines so you become well-rounded. From product design, multimedia design, fashion design, strategic design management, it's where you will learn how to merge different design disciplines. Presenting a 4-year Bachelor of Design degree in collaboration with MIT and Parsons' new School of Design. DIDI, not just another design university.
All right, Renata. Floor is all
Hello,
yours.
everyone. Hello. So today we are going to be talking about something that's very, very important to each one of you, which is the ability to make our dreams come true, right? What is more important than thinking about and conceptualizing our dreams, right? So this is what we're going to be doing here today. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen so you can see the presentation that I'm going to be walking you through today. So, okay, let me know when you see it. Okay. There you go. So can everybody see this? You confirmed?
Yes.
Yes, great, excellent. So let us begin by thinking about that beautiful day when you were born. What a wonderful day, right? How can you even start thinking about having dreams when you were a dream? Remember? You were a dream. You were a dream that your parents had. So even our own life, right, comes from somebody else that had this vision. One day I want to have this child. One day I'm going to be a mother. One day I'm going to be a father, right? Even our own existence was someday somebody else's dream, right? So in a very real sense, you are a dream, right? So let's begin. Hello? Hello, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So what happened, right? When we arrive in this world and we start having our sense of self, right? When we are a baby, we don't know who we are, right? Because it's a process of discovery, right? When we are a child, when we are a baby, sometimes you don't even have a name yet, right? Everything is new to you. So if you ask a baby, what is your dream? The baby is not going to, that doesn't mean anything for the baby, right? So a dream is something that can only come when you have a sense of who you are, when you have a sense of yourself, and when you start making sense of the things you want to achieve in life, which comes from your identity, right? Your sense of identity. But in order for you to come to that place where you know who you are and you know what you want out of life, there's a lot that needs to happen, right? You need to grow, you need to discover, you need to learn so much, right? And you need to explore so that you can begin to know what your dream is before you can start to design your dream. So what's the first thing you need in order to design your dreams? First, you need to have a dream, right? And do you have a dream? That's the first question you should start asking yourself. Do you see yourself ahead in life? We're going to get there. But let's go back to the baby for now. So the baby doesn't know who they are, right? Babies don't know who they are yet. All they know is the needs that they have. All they know is the they need to discover, right? So for a long time, that's life was not about you, right? For a long time in your childhood, it was about your needs, and it was about what situations you were facing in your life. It was about learning, it was about discovery, and it was about playing, right? So when you were a child, you don't really have worries, or you shouldn't have worries if you're a child, right? You should just let your natural passions, your natural talents, your natural inclinations, all those things come to the fore. And it's all about playing. It's all about experiencing. That's the word that I was looking for. When you're a child, it's your whole life, it's about experience, right? So when you get a new toy, you want to experience this toy. It's about interaction. It's about you start having your first friends, and then something very important happens, which is our social skills. You start to learn how to have interactions with people. You start to learn how to have bonds with other children. Who ever forgets the first child, the first friend we had in our childhood? Nobody forgets. I sure never will forget my first friends, right? The people that really meant something to me when I was a child. And then slowly by slowly, right, we move into teenager years. And here things start to become a bit more complicated. Can you tell me why? Why is it that when you are a child, everything is experience, you don't have a care in the world, and then when you become a teenager and you're not a child anymore, but you're still not an adult, what happens there that it's complicated? Can you tell me? Can anyone tell me?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah. Our own thinking develops, so then we start to judge rather than having to experience.
That's a very good point. And
Um,
why do you think you start to judge?
because our own self of thinking starts, and instead of listening to others, we will start to interpret by the experience we have gained.
And you start to judge because you know you have a sense in yourself of things you like and you don't like, right?
Yes, perfectly right.
right? That's
Could
it.
could I add on to that?
Yes, yes, sure.
I think that it also, as a teenager, you become more like influenced by society. So certain aspects of society influence you a lot more as a teenager than they would as a kid. Because as a kid, you're kind of, I guess you could say, protected in a way by your parents or your guardians, you know, teaching you things. And but as a teenager, you become slightly more independent. So you start relying more on like things that happen in society and being influenced by those. That's what I think.
That's a very good point as well. So we have something new that is judgment. You need to make decisions, and then we have society.
Yeah.
And can I ask you another question about that? Do you think that when you are a teenager and you need to find yourself in society, do you think that there are expectations?
Yeah, definitely. I think
Okay.
that people in society have, because everyone has their own, like, the way they perceive people to be or how people should be. Everybody has a different perspective on that. And so everybody has an expectation about who you should be. And it's hard to deal with all of those expectations because they're all very different.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for that. So life becomes very complex all of a sudden, right? It's a very hard change from not having to worry about anything and just experiencing in your childhood. And then when you become a teenager, so much is new. You have your own judgment, you have of your decisions that you think are right for you or not. You have society and you have expectations, sometimes from your parents, sometimes from society itself. You have also choices that you have to make. Your whole life becomes this canvas that it's blank, and you have to start drawing your life in this canvas. You have to start thinking about what do you have to start thinking about?
Your future.
Your future. Exactly. So it's a very, very challenging moment in your life when you're a teenager, because not only you are making choices about the present, right? It's all about choices. You are getting to know yourself as the beginning of your adult life. It starts when you're a teenager. It's the seeds of the adult that you're going to become, but the seeds are there already. The seeds of that future adult, and you're starting to you have to nurture, right, your future adult. When you're a teenager, you have to kind of see yourself as an adult, and that's when the dreams become very important. Because when you're a teenager and you look to the future and you see this future vision of yourself, it's very different. One of you is going to have a very different vision than another one of you, and that depends on your inclinations, that depends on your talents, that depends on the things you are important for you or not. And so this is something that we're going to be doing today, because the tool that I'm bringing you, it can be seen as very simple, right? To just do a visual board with symbols about this vision of yourself in the future. You know, when you say that, it sounds very simple, but it's very, very useful for you at this moment of your life, right? Where are you now? This is where you are. You are at the beginning of what psychologists call the Odyssey years. The Odyssey years. And the Odyssey years are the years in our life where we are in control of our life. Does anybody know what Odyssey is? Yes?
No, the Odyssey was about the travel of a. It was a Greek mythology of a travel of a man trying, which which was
Exactly.
which meant he was traveling through his life, but it was shown in a form of a boat traveling around the world.
Exactly. It's a hero's journey, right? It's the Odyssey. It's a name that comes from Greek mythology, and it's about a hero's journey. So the hero, who is the hero of your life? You. You are the hero of your Odyssey. Each one of us has each one of us have our personal Odyssey. And our personal Odyssey is when we start on our journey of our life to build our life, and we are the heroes of our lives, and we're going to conquer what we want out of life. That's why everybody is the hero of their own lives. Okay? Because let's take a look at the image that that you have on your screen, which are the life seasons, right? This is an old research that was done in the 90s, but it's still very true. It hasn't changed. You can see how the stages of life, you have your teenage years. In the 1950s, it used to be very short. Now it's much bigger. Your teenage years are much bigger. And it's that phase in which you are not married, right? You're not married yet. You're still living with your parents, mostly. Now it's much longer because people are getting married much later. They're not getting married so early. So the same thing happens in all of the other phases of life, right? Things are happening on later stages. So now you have this very big time ahead of you. That's not just a few years, it's actually a lot of years, right? So they're called the Odyssey years. And what are the Odyssey years? It's the years where you start to be the hero of your life. You are the main character of your life. And you have to go out there in the world, and you have to know where you're going. The hero has a mission, right? What makes a hero a hero? The hero is trying to achieve something. So right now, when you see yourself in the future, what are you seeing when you see yourself in the future is what you want to achieve. It's the conquer. It's what you have to conquer, right? That's the elements that you're going to use to help you see that dream and to help you make that dream come true. So the dream of your future life is about what? When you think of a dream in terms of the hero's journey, what does that dream represent? Can you tell me?
I think the dream of the actual hero kind of relates to the issue in the story. So solving solving the issue of the story is the kind of main dream that the hero has, to kind of, if there's something wrong in his life, or if there's an issue in his life that is, or an issue in one of his friends' life or his family's life, that's something that he dreams of, you know, getting rid of or maybe helping. So I think that might be a dream that the hero has.
Wonderful. That's a wonderful answer. Thank you very much. From your answer, you know what's important for sure? The values, right? Your ethics, your values, what's important to you, what's right or what's wrong, right? Because the hero is trying to achieve something that is important to the hero. So it's about your values. What is important to you? That's one thing. The second thing that was mentioned was the issues or the obstacles. What kinds of difficulties are you going to face, right? The challenges. What are going to be the challenges that you're going to face to see that destination, right? And then you have to know where you're going as well in the journey, right? It's what you're going to have to go through so that you can get to that place where you want to be, right? That's the Odyssey Years. So that's where you are right now. You're in the beginning of the Odyssey Years, and the university, the choice of your university, is a very big step, because you are making that first big choice about what story am I going to tell my grandchildren about the choices I've made as an adult, and what is my first destination. In a very big sense, your university choice is your first major destination in your life. It's your first major challenge that you're choosing for yourself and you're going to achieve, right? So it's a very important choice in your Odyssey Years. It's going to be taking you somewhere, right? Because you are the hero of your own life. Everybody's the hero of their own life, right? So today, what we're going to be doing, and I'm almost there for us to start playing around together. I want to teach you 4 different methods for you to start crafting this narrative of your own life. Let's start by looking back. Before you can start visualizing this narrative of your future self, right? Your future dreams. Let's begin by looking back. So that's what Isa Barzel, she calls deconstruction. So when you look back into your childhood, when you look back into the things you have done, the things that have actually made you the person that you are in the present, when you look back, you are able to see what are the influences in your life that have brought you to the place that you are. And when you look back, it allows you to make choices in relation to, do I still want to continue with the same interests, or do I want to continue exploring and experiencing something new that I don't know yet? Am I very curious about something new? Or no, I think I want to keep going a little bit more in depth about something that I already like and that I already do. For example, let's say you like drawing and you've been drawing a lot, you know, in your childhood and during your teenage years, and you know that you want to keep drawing and you want to take this talent into your adult life. So those are the kinds of choices. Are you going to do art? Are you going to do design? Or you think that now it's the time that you don't do so much drawing anymore. I want to do something that's related to technology because I want to take my skills and I want to that's why it's very, very important for us to look back, to make those kinds of choices. Do I want to keep doing the things I'm good at? Do I want to take a step back and change directions at university and start doing something new, maybe in a different field, right? So then the second one is, she calls it point of view. And what is this? When you change your point of view is when you, let's say you always thought that design is about making furniture. Let me ask you, for you, if you could define the meaning of design in one sentence, how would you define it?
Hello.
Yes.
Giving something a shape or a form.
Great. Anyone else?
Hello.
Just sketching or making something.
Just sketch or making something.
I think.
It
Yeah, sorry, continue.
it can also be creation, creativity.
Creativity. So we have shapes, we have
Yeah.
sketching, we have creativity. What else?
Applying ideas and putting them in real, like making your ideas real life. So applying them in real situations.
Applying ideas to real situations. Excellent.
It could also be drafting something before making it come to life.
Like, I think that is similar to sketching, no?
You can design something by sketching it.
Yes, yes. So you
I would
see,
say
it's
visualizing.
Visualizing something that that you're trying to manifest something, and you have to make it visible, right? All of those answers are correct. That's what I mean by point of view. Do you know that the parable of the elephant, of the blind man trying to know what the elephant was? Everybody knows this story, right? So there's a lot of blind people and they're trying to define what an elephant is. So the blind person that is touching the elephant's tail has a very different perception than the person that is touching the elephant's belly. So for each of, depending on where you are and what you are capable of seeing or touching, is going to change completely your definition of what it is that you have in front of you. So that's very important. When you see this image of yourself in the future, try to see yourself, try to see your interests, your talents, try to see it as somebody else. Imagine, put yourself in a different kinds of shoes, and then things look very different, right? So the third stage is called reconstruction. It's when you mix stage number 1 and stage number 2 together, and you start to refine. You know that word, refining. You start to refine those choices and leaving out the things that you're not going to be able to achieve. That's also a big part of your dream, visualizing your dream, because you cannot pursue everything you want. And that's a hard choice. That's a very hard choice sometimes, right? Because we don't have enough time. In a human life is limited. We only have a certain amount of time, and then you can change directions in your life. Of course you can, but you can't change it too many times. So you're going to have to be careful. That's what I mean. You have to be careful making those choices, and you have to make sure that those choices are right for you, that it really, really is right for you. And that's why, again, it's important to do a dream board. And the fourth one is the expression. Is, can you make this vision of your dream, can you make it beautiful? Can you make it something that's going to bring inspiration for you? When you look at it, it motivates you to go out there and be that hero of your life and achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. So that's about expression. So let's recap a little bit. So first, look back into your life. Look back into your the history of your life so far. What's important to you? What are you good at? What are the things that you're really talented in doing? Second, try to see yourself in a different way. Try to see yourself not in terms of just the things that you're good at, but also the things that you're curious about, also the things that you have a potential that you have not explored yet, right? Try to see yourself in different lights. Then third, take a step back and try to combine the new things you don't know about yourself yet, or that you maybe just have an inkling of knowledge about the potential that you have. Bring that together with the strengths that you know, the talents that you know that you already have. Bring those two together and then reflect to make those choices. Then, once you have that, try to come up with a way to visualize this future self, this future life that you want from you, knowing that you cannot fit everything in your life. And that's why the dream board is a perfect exercise for us to do, because you cannot fit everything in a single canvas. So you have a canvas. The canvas is your life. Who is your, when you start doing your vision board, you have to think of yourself as the main character, as the hero. And one thing that Aisha Barzel, she says, is that it's very important to something that can give us a little bit of insight about who we want to be in the future, is to think about who inspires us. Who do we admire most in our life? Who is our superhero? So for example, my inspiration as an educator, the moment that I decided that I was going to be an educator, was when I was watching my God, a talk. It was like a scientific talk by a professor who was studying transdisciplinarity, which is about the unity of all knowledge. And at that moment, I look at that person and I told myself, that's what I want to do. And I saw that person, and that person was an example to me. I thought that the kind of ideas that this person was creating were so important that I wanted to create something similar to that person. So I had a model, like a role model, right? So when you think about a role model, it can be a superhero. It can even be like Spider-Man, you know, or it can be somebody real in your life. It can even be your father. It can be your mother, somebody that inspires you, right? If I ask you right now, do you have someone who comes to your mind and you would like to be like that person in the future? Does anyone come to your mind? Does any one of you have something to share about this?
Could you repeat what you asked, please? Sorry.
You know how I just told the story of this person that was inspiring to me and that I wanted to be like this person? Do you
Yeah.
have somebody that you look up to and that you see yourself in that person in the future?
Definitely, I guess my parents, both of them, because I think for anyone, our parents have specific strengths that they display. The way that they're able to care for us and prioritize us, even in hard situations, is something that I look up to because no matter how difficult a situation gets, they always ensure that we are safe and that we are compromised. So I think that selflessness and the ability to think about others in that way is something that I really look up to, and also their general strength to be able to continue to fight in bad situations because of that motivation they have for their children.
That is so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
So that's exactly what I mean, right? It's the quality, it's the values that you want to be in your life, and you want to be that person in the future. So let's do that. Now, everybody has gone to Canva, right? And you have done your yes, excellent.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you the poster that I created for myself, right? And this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to Canva and you're going to use the visual elements that are symbols to represent something that can inspire you and also represent this vision for your future life. And then you're going to create a poster with those elements to represent that dream life, okay? So now let me show you my, here is the one that I've done. So each one of those elements that I've chosen represents something that I want for myself. So you see there's the most important element, and everything here is an element, is a visual element, okay, separate. The most important one is a tree, right? And if you see the roots of the tree, it's the world. Can you see that? And the world for me is something that is very important for me to be able to move from one country to the other and bring my knowledge and be able to share my knowledge in different countries, in different cultures, make friends, create new relationships. For me, that's part of a big part of myself, right? In my life, and this is something that I put here as the core of my tree. And around my tree, which means this growth, that is also connected to my religion, which is Buddhism. So this is a temple. This house is a temple. Is a Buddhist temple, So it's also at the center, representing Buddhism. And around, I'm saying good vibes only. I don't want my life, I don't want to allow in my future life no negativity. I don't want that for myself. I'm going to protect myself, right? Surround myself with good energies. This is what I'm telling myself that I'm going to do. On the other side, this is a representation of me, and I'm pointing towards the stars. So it's a reminder for me, always reach towards the stars. Don't shoot for the stars. And if you, wherever you're getting, it's the farthest you can get. So this is something that I'm also telling myself, to shoot for the stars. And the little flower here on top of the tree is to remind myself that what is a flower? A flower is open. It shares the perfume with the world. So it's to remind myself that everything that I'm building, I have to share. I have to open it up to the world and let this perfume to the world. Everything here has a meaning. So on the left side here, there's a mountain, right? This is for me to remind myself that there's going to be obstacles that I'm going to have to climb, right? And on the little circle is friends, right? It's to remind myself of the importance of my friendships, that they are connected to my journey. On the other side, you have the sun and the moon, which for me represents balance. For me to always have a balance between the two sides, right? And you have a little graph there, which for me represents my knowledge, right? I work with data visualization and I work with technology, and this is my work. So in one side and the next. So each little something that is chosen helps me visualize what I want for my life. So this is what I want you to do, okay? So you can start doing it now. And as soon as you have something that you want to share, please let us know, and then I can put yours on the main screen. And I'm here. You can ask me questions at any time. Would you like me to keep mine over here, or would you like me to before you begin, would you like me to maybe show you around a little bit, or have you played around with Canva? Would you like me to show you a little bit how to do it?
Yeah, that would be helpful. Yes, please.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
it would be better.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
let's begin then. This is my final one. So let's begin making one from scratch, right? So you go here on File. You're gonna go Create New Design. So let's make a poster. Let's make a new poster. So here, I'm going to go to Elements. And then I'm going to choose a different elements to use. So you just do like this, click and drag. So this represents this person. Let's make this dream canvas of this person. Let's choose something that's important to this person. Okay. So art, music. Music is important for her. What else? Nature is important as well. So let's put a little flower over here. Okay. So it's very simple, and you can move the elements around. You can, make them change the size over here. You can flip them around like this. See? You flip them around. You can send them to the back. For example, let me see. Now it's on top, and then if you click on the right here, just a second, you can send it to the back. Okay, you can flip it. It's very intuitive. So here as well, you have photos. You don't always need to use. You don't always need to use elements. You can use photos as well to symbolize what you're going to achieve. So, for example, let's say, give me a word about something that you would like to as an element, something that you see in your future life.
Books.
Books, excellent. So you go there and you search for book, and you're going to have lots of free images. So this one is free as well. There you go. So you go here on position, you go forward. See, now she's forward again. So she's there in her book. What else it's important for her that we should put here? You can use stickers as well. They're really fun to use with because they're animated. See, just a second. These ones. Let's use this one. What else? What else is important for her? Celebration, art, education. How about she wants to have a startup? She can see herself. She can see herself in a startup, right? So it's very, very simple. And then you can, once you're done with it, let's go back to mine. Let's go back to mine, and then I'm going to show you how to save it. So here you can download it. See? You can download it, and because I have some animations here, you can download it as a GIF, as a PDF, as a video, all different kinds, and you can have fun with it. I want you to have fun with it because it's not about the tool. The tool is easy. It's about the exercise of what are the visual elements that are going to help you see yourself in the future, and are going to help you make you want, and are going to inspire you for the future, right? So we're almost finished. So I think I'm going to open up for questions before we wrap up. And if you have anything to share already or questions that you'd like to ask, now is the time. Has anyone ever done something like this before?
Yeah,
Or is it the first?
No.
No.
Somebody saying yes?
Yes, I did.
Was it exactly the same one?
Yeah, it was very similar to that, but it was more of a
Okay.
presentation.
It was a presentation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So for you, it's going to be even easier, right? So, but the one that you did you use a digital tool like this, or did you use
Yeah,
a
it's a
drawing?
website. No, it's a website very similar to this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like
And
almost the same.
do you think that helped you, and do you think that you need to do a new one?
Sorry?
Do you think that still the one that you've done, do you think it's still it's still representative of where you want to be, or do you think that you need to do another one?
No, because the one I did before, it was like related to school, but it like really helped me in life, and like I really used it, and I created my own board with all the stuff that I want to do so I can be successful in life.
Excellent. That's great. That's great to hear. Thank you. So I hope that you are going to have fun with it. I hope that it's going to inspire you. And it's also there's something about it that's more than just inspiration, right? Because it's about two things. It's about manifesting visually the things we want for ourselves, and it's about inspiration. It's about creating that kind of beauty, that kind of aliveness, right? In the design, in the visual design, that can actually motivate you to go after those goals and to keep the dream alive. When you have something that you can see, it makes all the difference in the world, right? You don't forget. If you have put it there, and it's somewhere that you're always looking at it, it makes you closer. It makes you closer to your dream. That's for sure. I really encourage you that you should do that. So, but there's something else, okay? That's not just about inspiration, and that's not just about making you manifest. It's about getting to know yourself. When you take the time to reflect upon yourself, and you follow the guidelines that I have showed you, right? The 4 steps. Take a look back into your life story, what's important to you. Then change perspective, try to look at it in another way. Then try to combine those two things into a future vision for yourself. Then make choices. Don't think that you can achieve everything, and then try to express it. When you follow that, it's definitely going to make you learn new things about yourself that you didn't know. So I really encourage you to follow this process, so that you can make choices that are more informed, that are more connected to who you want to be. Okay. And it gives you more clarity in relation to, okay, is this really coming from what I want, or is this really coming from I'm feeling pressure, right? And how can I reach a balance between those things, right? Between what's expected from me and what I really want to do, and how do I reconcile those things? So yeah. Any other questions? No?
Are we going to have a different workshop like this later on during the summer?
I'll let Razan answer to that.
Sorry, what was the question?
I said, are we going to have any other workshops like this during the summer?
Yes, we have a schedule. There's at least one workshop a week. I will share with you the sign up page if you haven't signed up in the chat, and you can go there and sign up for all the ones that you want to attend.
Okay.
And I just sent on the chat, I just sent my my email. So when you finish doing your dream boards, you can send it to me. I would love to see what you've done. Okay, that's my email. You can talk to me anytime.
Okay.
Okay, it'll be my pleasure.
All right.
So thank you so
Excuse
much
me?
for having. Yes.
I have a question. If you're making your poster, can it be in a landscape position?
Yes, for sure. You choose the choice and the size.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, miss.
Everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very
Thank you very
informative.
much. Thank you.
Yeah, this was really informative, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Miss. Goodbye.
Something unlike any of a lot of us have ever done. So thank you so much, Miss.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.